heard of float therapy? Well, that's something that I experienced with the girls this weekend. We had an absolutely phenomenal time. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Kimberly. You guys are in a healthy lane. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and support your girl. I stole my sister's vehicle today because Pooks has been driving my car, and I have not decided what I want to purchase yet because I'm being honest, I'm being cheap. Cars are so expensive. Let's get into this float therapy. The girls decided that we were going to get together, and I was so excited because officially we got out of the group chat. If you know, you know, you're constantly making plans, and I'm so excited that I'm surrounded by a group of friends that are truly into wellness like myself. One of my girlfriends recommended this place called the Float Therapy. She visits a float therapy quite often, and basically what it is you float in Epsom salt and magnesium. 1,500 pounds of Epsom salt is something that you float in. This place was absolutely phenomenal. It's in the city that I live in, and basically when we walked into the spa, you have to go ahead and complete your waiver. You make your payments. By the way, that it was very reasonable what the payment was. And then she gives you the option of wanting tea or a beverage to drink just to relax. And then you go into the room. For me, because it was a group of 4 that we did it, and she normally accommodates us like 4 at a time, and she has us doing separate things. Me and one of my girlfriends, we started out in the floats. The other 2 girls, they started out in the infrared sauna, and I'll get into that in just a second. So let's go ahead and focus on the floats. So you basically go into this room. In your instructions prior to coming to the event, she asks that you take a shower, and then when you get there, she has you take a shower again. There is a $1,000 fine if you have any type of fecal matter, urine, semen, anything that goes into these tanks. Basically, the way she described it as, after the session is over, they drain and rinse out the tanks, and then they prep it for the next customer that's coming in. So we go into this room, and everything that we need to take a shower. She has towels and benches and shampoos and everything that you need. Like it was just beautiful. And the robes were so soft and so comfortable. So we go, we take a bath, and then it's a door that you open up. She asks whether or not you were claustrophobic, and I told her that I was not. You do have the option to close the door or keep the door open as you do this float. And so basically after you shower and you get inside of the float, the water is probably to your calf. You can literally lay back and then like push yourself up. But as soon as you get in, your body naturally starts floating. I was comfortable enough to go ahead and shut the door, so I did close the door for the float. She gives you the option of doing the float in a bathing suit or doing the float naked, and she said that most people do the float naked. I'm not particular about things like that. I did do my float naked. Actually, all of the girls, we did the float naked, and I'm not going to say that I'm a germaphobe. I am particular about certain things. Like if I walk into the atmosphere and everything looks clean, I look at your sanitation rating, I know, like, you know, just me personally, I felt comfortable. So, and then, like I said, when you go into this room, there's no one in this room with you. Like there's one person that I was explaining what we did, they asked like, well, how do you feel like if there's cameras? Let me tell you something. When I go stay in these Airbnbs with my husband, do I know if there's cameras? I don't know. So you gonna get what you gonna get. These fupas, these G's, you gonna get it. So anyway, I felt comfortable to go ahead and get in. So you go ahead and you get in. She gives you this little neck thing, just in case you feel like your head is not gonna stay up. Trust me, you float. So if you are a person that does not know how to swim, I don't want you to box yourself in thinking that I I can't do this float therapy because I'm going to drown. It is impossible for you to flip over. It is. Like, you're just not going to flip over. As soon as you get in, you start to submerge your body, you automatically start lifting and rising. So the tank starts talking to you and says you begin your session. And my session, I did a short session. My session was only for 30 minutes. To be honest with you, I would have been content for my first session for it to be 15 minutes. It was enough for me. I had some tension in the back of my neck just because I have some stress related things going on at work. And just laying there with the magnesium, with the Epsom salt, my body just relaxing in, just me meditating and taking everything in, it just calmed me. And I would say for the last 10 minutes of my session, I initially went in thinking like, oh my gosh, like what if I cough and I pee and I'm going to have to pay this $1,000 fine? Because I'm in midlife and my body is in menopause and I'm going through all of these things. So when I told my girlfriend that I was stressing about that, like she was like, it's designed to be relaxing. Like, what is going on with you? Like, yeah, leave it to me to be stressed out. Don't stress out. Just go ahead and do it. Get your mind right. Relax. It was absolutely phenomenal. So after the soak was over, she basically tells you to be very, very careful getting out of the tub because you have Epsom salt all over you. It's slippery, and you need to really, really be careful because you're climbing out of this tank. The tank is big enough for, I am 5'8", 185 pounds. It was enough for me to stretch my arms out and sway my body back and forth like that, tip my body up and down in this tank, and I was comfortable. Like I said, if you are claustrophobic, you can leave the door open because nobody's in that room with you once you go when you take a shower, and you'll be able to like hear the lady prompt you to get out. It was a dope experience in my opinion. So after we left from there, we went over to, it was our turn to get into the infrared sauna. Me, I absolutely love a sauna. I was under the impression that this was going to be like this little closed-in area, and we were going to have like wood, and you know how you pour the water to for the steam. It was going to be like that. Nope, absolutely not. It was in the walls and like on our back. We turned up the temperature to 140 degrees. We did this July 3rd. I live in North Carolina. I'm sure we all are experiencing this crazy heat wave, and I was comfortable. Even knowing that I have a heat flash. Those who've been following me for just a little bit of time, you know that I went into menopause last year. This is my second year in menopause, and look, the hot flashes will come. If I put on my lashes, I'm having a hot flash. If I put on these sunglasses, I'm having a hot flash. When I vlog and talk to you guys in the camera, I am having a hot flash. Like, I have no control over these hot flashes. It is absolutely crazy. But being in this infrared sauna, like, my body just felt so good. So good. Ideally, what you're supposed to do is, after you sit in a sauna for a certain period of time, you're supposed to jump and do a cold plunge. Nope, not your girl. Not your girl. I just didn't want to shock my body in that way, so I chose to pass. The other 3 girls that I was with, they did jump in the cold plunge, and you know, as you can see what the bath looks like here in this clip, I just wasn't doing it. Like, nope, not for me. If you are into things like that and you just want like a nice relaxing day with the girls, then I definitely recommend that you do this. Roughly, this took about I want to say, what, an hour of our day, give or take, like registration, getting undressed, getting dressed. Like, it was nothing. It was absolutely absolutely a treat. I loved it. The place that we went to go visit is called Kairos. It's in Greenville, North Carolina. For those of you who live in Eastern North Carolina, like it's a vibe. And even if you live like on a western portion of the state, it's not a bad ride. Like, you know, it really takes no time to go out there, do the things, and have fun. So I recommend it. After that, we decided that we were going to drive to Raleigh to go to the Yard House to eat. I have never been to the Yard House. Looking at the menu, like I was sold. And I'm a foodie. I like food. I can always find something on the menu that I'm going to eat and enjoy. Me and my husband normally ride all over the place. I know last summer, TikTok had us in a chokehold with us experiencing all of these like little recommendations that the food vloggers were putting out, and that's what we were doing. So we went over to the Yard House, and of course, my go-to, I had spinach dip for my appetizer. I haven't had a drink in a minute, and I was definitely craving a beer. Your girl loves beer. I was laughing at my girlfriend because this is what she said to me. My girlfriend just said that she feels like people who drink beer got hair on their chest. Ma'am, there is plenty of women who like beer and we don't got hair on our chest, okay? Like, pull back. But what are you talking about? My girlfriend's absolutely hilarious. But then I ordered, I was torn between the salmon and the Alfredo. Me and my girlfriend, we both wanted the same thing. So we decided that we were each going to order, she ordered the salmon, I ordered the Alfredo, and then we split it. We ate each other's food. That was perfect. My other girlfriend, she had a pork chop. Like, she was loving that pork chop. And I can't think what the other young lady that was with us, what she ordered. And then they went on and ordered a dessert. Because I'm in my weight loss journey and, you know, I am training and I'm trying to take this thing pretty serious, I'd rather drink my calories. I'm sorry, that's just me. I'm going to go for the lemon drop over a slice of cake any day. And it just depends on where I am in the atmosphere. I may do both. I don't know. There's no guarantee. So with that being said, we had a phenomenal time. We were able to get out of the group chat. I love that. It's been a minute since we were all together. And originally, at this group that I was with, we had a podcast. We had a podcast called Layers to Love. We recorded every Friday evening at my house, and we were just doing the thing, having fun. As we got into the, like, just getting into it. All of the YouTube videos that we watched about podcast growth, they were all saying, like, once you get past, like, your first 10 episodes, you're good to go. And I think we recorded maybe 12. We only released about 8. And then we recorded an episode and the podcast was kind of dismantled. And I was devastated. And having a side conversation with it was, you know, I don't want to say it was always like my idea, something that I wanted to do. But I don't know. I was very, 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 very devastated that we had stopped the podcast. And I know that everybody had their own things going on. Like, one of the girls was starting a business with her husband, and then my other girlfriend, she was starting her marketing agency and doing dealing with some things with her health. And I don't know, like, you know, the other person in the group, like, she was this, you know, the older person in the group, and she was, you know, the daughter of one of the other members, and we were kind of doing our thing, but it was like bonding, and then it just stopped. So from there, I kind of like sat in it for a while, and having a conversation with my son, which I love my son so much. Like I said that if I ever grow and do things big, like he will be my marketing manager, because he just has business wise, he's savvy, he can get it done, say the things that I can't say. As his mom, he's gonna protect me. Not only that, he's the person that could push me to be like, just go ahead and do it. So from the jump, he was telling me he doesn't think that it's a good idea for me to do the podcast with, these other people, because I wanted it so bad. He was like, just do it on your own, do it solo. And I took the plunge, I did it, and it didn't work out. We started shooting our first episode in April, and by August we had wrapped that thing up. It was done. It was a wrap. We have released our final episode, and that was it. So I kind of sat in it, got in my feelings, and I was just feeling away. And I just decided that I was going to start this YouTube channel. And I started the YouTube channel in August. I believe I posted my first video the following year. I posted the first video after just thinking and going through my own health issues. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and start my YouTube channel, grow this YouTube channel. I want this YouTube channel to be basically on fitness. And I don't know, like, I was still like stuck on the podcast, stuck on, oh, what if this doesn't work out? What if I can't do this? And I just had to go ahead and take a leap of faith and put that all aside and just really focus on what I want and what I want to do for myself, and to build this brand, build this community that I'm working so hard to do. My husband, before I jump into that, we played with the idea of getting the band back together. We played with the idea of restarting the podcast. And my husband was like, no, I don't mind that you record a couple of episodes here and there. Like when y'all are hanging out, just pull your mics out and record. But for you to be so involved and so absorbed in the podcast, in the editing, in, scheduling when we're going to record and do all of those things, he was like, I don't want you to do that, because if it stops again, like I was with you, how sad you was, the way you were mourning and moping and whining about this thing stopping. I never want you to go through that again. Like, if you're going to go through it, like, do it because your channel failed, and, you're going to get back up and re-record. So also too, like, that was another push that I kind of needed to be able to do something on my own, start this channel, record, and get this content out. I'm not going to say that it's easy, because it's not. I work full time. I have no intentions of quitting my full-time job. I'm just trying to find a nice balance of how to do my content and work my full-time job. My content was my little hobby, my little treat to myself as becoming an empty nester. I am a gadget girl, so I sat there and I purchased all these little gadgets with my money. And I know people are like, oh, you can start your channel strictly off of your iPhone. And so, but there's so many behind the scene things that goes on with just starting with the iPhone that I'll save for another video, because I'm just going to continue to get comfortable talking into the camera, have conversations with you guys about the challenges of being a creator, being an older creator, starting your channel and doing it solo. So yeah, that's where it was. We did record an episode, just very, very spontaneous. I pulled out my camera, pulled out the mics, And I was like, let's record it on the ride home. And we recorded an episode that we're going to go ahead and post. The name of our podcast was called Layers to Love. It was with 4 beautiful women. And yeah, will we get back to doing that? Maybe we'll throw out a couple of episodes here and there. 4 of us, and we did the thing. After quickly recording, is that something that we will continue to do? I don't think so. I think that if we do record episodes, it would be something very spontaneous that we did. Nothing scheduled like initially we were doing in the beginning of the podcast. But I don't know. We'll see. But for the time being, I'm going to continue to work on my channel, work on my growth, because I enjoy this. This is my hobby that I would like to get better at, and talking into the mic, talking to the camera, sharing and growing. I have gained a few followers, and I'm noticing that I'm gaining them through my shorts. As far as like long form video, I gotta keep grinding. I have to keep doing this thing and building this thing brick by brick, and I have the patience for it. So with that being said, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and support your girl. Thanks for watching. Bye.